Alright, hello boys and girls, ladies and germs, and my dweebs. This is Spank the Monkey again with my next video. This time it's going to be the unboxing of this set, Ravnica Allegiance. So I think this came out in 2019, and it's actually a set that I have not yet opened, so I'm quite excited to check this out. So let's get to cracking. Alright, let's see what this set has to offer. So I hope you guys are doing okay in this pandemic. Things are starting to look up, I think. We're still not out of the woods, but hopefully by 2022 we should be, I think, fine. Alright, so let me just take out the boosters. There are, let's make 36 of them, so we have quite a big undertaking for today. Let me put away this box and let's put them cards over here. Alright, so here we go with our first pack. Interesting. What are these slots for over here? Are you supposed to rip them like the Japanese style? Where is this made anyway? This is made in the US. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Oops. Alright, so commons first. We have the Humongous, Storm Strike, Civic Stalwart, okay, Rampaging Redhorn, Dead Rebels, Spectacle. Okay, I think that's the first time I've seen that sort of what do you call this keyword. So you may cast this spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. Okay. Sorrowform Hybrid, okay, Undercity Scavenger, Rakdos Locket, okay, Burning Tree Vandal. Okay, so that's commons. Let's just put them over here. Starting with uncommons, we have the Zurtag Goblin with Riot, Azorius Skyguard, okay, Resolute Watchdog. Okay, for our first rare, we have Teysa Karlov. So it's a 2 for 1 white and black legendary creature human advisor with 2/4 power and toughness. It says if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So creature tokens you control have vigilance and lifelink. This is a pretty good card for human tribal, and you know I played against some of these decks that have Fleshbag Marauder and Plague Crafter that causes you to sacrifice creatures. So this would actually work good with that kind of deck. So let's put them over here. Okay, for foil we have a Storm Strike. Okay, let's put that there. And we have an Orzhov Guildgate. Okay, so we'll put that over here. Next pack. Oh, why don't we do this? Let's go to the middle. So first pack so far we have Teysa Karlov. Let's just move this guys over there. More space. Okay, here we go. Prying Eyes, Watching You, Spear Spewer, Concordia Pegasus, Dead Rebels. Okay. Star Farm Hybrid again. Okay, Growth Spiral, that's a pretty cool card. I have that in my Calamax deck. Clear Mind. And then you have this Sphinx Insight with Addendum. If you cast a spell during your main phase, you gain 2 life. Okay. Grotesque Demise. Exposed to Daylight. Hackrobat. Okay, it also has Spectacle. It's a 1 black red 2/3 human rogue. You pay 1 black, Acrobat gains death touch until end of turn. Pay 1 red, gets +2/-2 until end of turn. Okay. Gruul Beastmaster. Okay. Then we have this sort of dual card, Carnival and Carnage. So on one end it says it's an instant, deal 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and 1 damage to that permanent's controller. And the other is deal 3 damage to target opponent. That player discards 2 cards. Ooh, and we got on our second pack, Smothering Tithe. I think this is the most valuable card in this set. So we're lucky. We just got it in the second pack. Pretty cool. So let's put that over there in our cool pile. And another Orzhov Guildgate. And we got a human. It's funny, you know, this particular token, I have this as part of my Jirina deck. And doesn't this guy look like a former president of the US? Yeah. Alright, so I think we're done. No, just kidding. So we have the Smothering Tithe and Teysa Karlov for our rares. Okay, so let's go to the next pack. By the way, let me just see, are there any rares, commons or uncommons here that are worth anything? I think from this set, we only have Wilderness Reclamation. That would be $2, and Rhythm of the Wild. You've got the Rhythm of the Wild! So meaning we can just blaze through the commons then, and go straight to the uncommons. Okay, so here we are. We have Angelic Exaltation, 3 and white enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Okay. Then we have Depose and Deploy. You can tap a target creature and draw a card, or you can create 2/1/1 colorless Thopter artifacts. Next we have Macabre Mockery. Okay. And for our rare, we have a Repudiate, which is a hybrid 2 green or 2 blue counter target activated or triggered ability. And on the other side of that is Replicate, where you can create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Okay. And then we have a Gruul Guildgate. Okay, so that was kind of a meh pack. But so far we've picked up the Smothering Tithe already, so that's pretty good. So what we're looking for are more of these lands, and hopefully you get. Ooh, look at that! There's some kind of damage on this one. For the prying eyes watching you. Okay, let's just go through these commons, put them away. Now for the uncommon, we have Rally to Battle. Creatures you control get +1/+3 until end of turn. Untap them. Sky Tether. It's an aura for 1 white. Enchanted creature has Defender and loses flying. Spire Mangler. It's a insect. Some weird diabolical. What is this? Dragonfly. Trying to catch a little dove. Flying Flash. When it enters the battlefield, target creature with flying control gets +2/+0. Okay, and we got one of these ouch lands, right? These shock lands. Hallowed Fountain. So it taps for white and blue. Pretty cool. And another Rakdos Guildgate. Let's put that over there. Alright, here we go. So let's put the spirit away. Put out these commons. Alright, so let's start here. We have the Trollbred Guardian. It's a creature troll frog warrior. 4 and green to cast. It has Adapt. Adapt for 2. If this creature has no 1/1 counters on it, put 2 1/1 counters on it. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has Trample. Okay. Cool. Then we have a Gatebreaker Ram. So Gatebreaker Ram gets 1/1 for each gate you control. As you control 2 or more gates, it gets Vigilance and Trample. Alright, then we have Rumbling Ruin. It's 5 and 1 red. When it enters the battlefield, count the number of 1/1 counters on creatures you control. Creatures your opponents control with power less than or equal to that number can't block this turn. For our rare, we have a Mirror March. What does this do? So it's 5 and 1 red. Enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you flip a coin until you lose a flip. For each flip you won, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Those tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next step. Interesting card. And we have a Simic Guildgate. Okay, moving on to the next. Alright, so let's go through the commons real quick. Right, then we have uncommons, Eyes Everywhere. That's a pretty interesting art. There you go. Somehow the camera's not focusing, but yeah. Check that out. We have a Senate Guild Mage for a white and blue human wizard. Tap, pay 1 white and tap it, you gain 2 life. Or you pay blue, tap and draw a card, and then discard a card. Then we have a Swirling Torrent. Alright. And we have Rampage of Clans for the rare. So it's for 3 and 1 green. It's an instant, destroy all artifact and enchantments. Each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green centaur creature token. Okay. And another Guildgate. Alright, so next we have our next pack over here. Okay. We have Sunder Shaman. Code of Constraint. Alright. Dovin's Acuity. So it's an enchantment. You gain 2 life and you draw a card when it comes in. And when you cast a spell, you may return Dovin's Acuity to its owner's hand. Oh, okay. Nice. Then we have another land. It's a Breeding Pool. Let's put that over there. And then we have a foil Skitter Eel. Alright. Moving on to the next. So just go through those commons. Alright. For the uncommons, we have a Rakdos Fire Wheeler. Sentinel's Mark. Aura. Smeltward Ignis. And then for the rare, we have a Warrant and Warden. Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. Or create a 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature token with flying and vigilance. Alright. So, you know, over the weekend, I was able to watch Dune. It was such an interesting movie. It's actually a movie of the book from Frank Herbert, which I had read when I was a teenager, and that really was, you know, one of the seminal books that sort of defined my teenage years. And you know, if you thought that Game of Thrones had a lot of political intrigue and a lot of shocking events, then you should read Dune and the books after it. It's pretty good, and I was quite happy to see, you know, that the movie of Denis Villeneuve was well executed. Of course, there's a lot of detail in Dune, like the political stuff, the sort of ecological sort of descriptions, and the relationship between the sandworms, the spice, and the Fremen. There's a lot of that in there, but it was nice that they kept the story focused on Paul and his journey, and I'm excited to see the second part. And I just read today that they've greenlit the second movie, so I'm hoping to see that in 2023. But yeah, it's a great movie. I loved it, and just the cinematics of it and the acting, it was perfect. So if you have a chance, please go and watch Dune. It's one of those movies that you shouldn't miss out. Alright, anyway, going back. So we have eyes everywhere. So we have that guy again. We have a Balrac Clan Crusher. Alright. So it's 3 red and green. It's an Ogre Warrior for 4/4. So you tap it to remove a 1/1 counter from a creature that you control. And the Balrac Clan Crusher deals 2 damage to any target. So, yeah. So the Crusher will crush your Balrac. Then we have Scrabbling Claws. Tap it. Target player exiles a card from their graveyard. You pay 1, sacrifice Scrabbling Claws, exile target card from graveyard, then draw a card. And for rare, we have the Gruul Spellbreaker. So it has Riot, Trample. As long as it's your turn, you and Gruul Spellbreaker have hexproof. Okay, that's pretty nifty. Full Guildgate and a Beast. Now, I'm actually seeing some damage over here, if you can see. Yeah, there's some damage over there, but well, hopefully none of the important cards has the damage. So moving on. Okay. Right, so for our next uncommon, we have Clear the Stage. We have Fireblade Artist. Human Shaman. We have Wall of Lost Thoughts. It's for 1 in blue. Defender creature wall. 0/4. When it enters the battlefield, target player puts top 4 cards of the library into their graveyard. Okay. For rare, we have the Theater of Horrors. Okay, is that some kind of demonic lady? At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if an opponent lost life this turn, you may play cards exiled with Theater of Horrors. So you pay 3 and 1 red. It deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Nice. Then we have the Orzhov again. Okay, next. Oh, this is pretty cool. Savage Smash. Check out the tag. Smash to the guy's face. Pretty cool art. Okay. Next we have the Vindictive Vampire. So it's 3 and 1 black, 2/3. Creature Vampire. Whenever another creature you control dies, Vindictive Vampire deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Okay, and then we have this Carnival Carnage. Deals 1 damage to creature, planeswalker, and controller. And yeah, so we saw this earlier. Then we have a Blood Mist Infiltrator. So whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, this becomes unblockable. And we have our first mythic, the Rakdos the Showstopper for 4 black and red. It's a legendary demon. So it's 6/6 flying and trample. When Rakdos the Showstopper enters the battlefield, flip a coin for each creature that isn't a demon, devil, or imp. Destroy each creature whose coin comes up tails. Wow, okay. It's the first time I've seen this card. This is pretty interesting. So let's put him over here. And then we have the Simic Guildgate. Okay, I think we're just about done with the first third of this booster box. And let's see. And it's been pretty good so far. Where we were able to pick up the Smothering Tide. Right, so uncommons, we have a Dagger Caster. So it's 3 in red. A Viashino Rogue. When it enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to each opponent and 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. Okay. Be good if you can flicker that guy, right? Then you have this Frilled Mystic. So it's an Elf Lizard Wizard. Alright. A Lizard Wizard for green, green, blue, blue. Flash, when it enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell. And then you have the Spirit of the Spires. What is that lady wearing? So it's a spirit, flying. Other creatures you control with flying get +0/+1 to 4, and it's 3 and white to cast. And we have our second mythic, Spawn of Mayhem. So it's 2 and black demon, and it has spectacle. So it's flying trample for 4. At the beginning of your upkeep, Spawn of Mayhem deals 1 damage to each player. Then if you have 10 or less life, you put a 1/1 counter on Spawn of Mayhem. Check out that art. It's like his face is just one huge mouth. Alright, then we have the Guild Gate over there. So okay, so we ended the first third of this box. 2 mythics, and we have Teysa, Karlov, and Smothering Tithe. And let's see if the next third would be pretty good. Okay, so we have the Windstorm Drake, Orzhov Enforcer, Death Touch, Afterlife. Afterlife is when this creature dies, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Okay, then we have Incubation and Incongruity. Right, so you look at the top 5 cards of the library, reveal a creature card among them, put your hand, put the rest of the bottom of the library, or you can exile a target creature. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 frog lizard creature token. And then we have for a rare a Verity Circle. For 2 and blue, whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, you may draw a card. Then you can pay 4 and 1 blue, tap target creature without flying. So to sort of activate the draw. Okay, and then we have a uncommon foil, Silhana Wayfinder. So it's 1 in green, Elf Scout. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of the library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it on top of your library, and put the rest at the bottom in a random order. Okay. Let's put this guy over there. And then you have the Azorius Guild Gate, another goblin. Okay. Next we have this pack over here, another Growth Spiral. Okay, we have Clear the Stage, Sphinx of New Prav. So it's white, blue, Sphinx. 4/3 Flying Vigilance. Spells your opponents cast that target Sphinx of New Prav cost 2 more to cast. And the Sky Tether. For the rare, it's a Simic Ascendancy. It's green and blue enchantment. So you pay 1 green blue, put a counter on a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever 1 or more 1/1 counters are put on a creature you control, put that many growth counters on Simic Ascendancy. Beginning of your upkeep, Simic Ascendancy has 20 more growth counters on it, you win the game. Alright, so it's an alternate win con that you can look to use. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so we have Light Up the Stage. It's pretty cool art. You have these 2 demons firing up these lanterns. Okay, it has Spectacle. Exile the top 2 cards of the library. Until end of the turn, you may play those cards. Okay, so we have the Gyre or Gyre Engineer. So it's a Vidalcan Wizard. So you tap it to produce 1 green or blue. 1 green and blue. Then Spire Mangler, 2 in black. We saw this earlier. And for the okay, then we have a Blood Crypt to add to our Shock Lance. So in one draft box, like how many of these Shock Lance do you usually get? Hit me up in the comments below. Alright, so heading over here, we have the Gate Colossus, Syndicate Guild Mage, okay, Human Cleric. Then we have the Tin Street Dodger. Has haste, and then you pay 1 red. Can be blocked this turn except by creatures with Defender. And for our rare, we have Thrash. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. And then you have Threat to create a 4/4 red-green beast creature token with trample. Then we have a foil Blade Brand. Okay, so this pile is getting a bit big, so let me just put this away over here. Let's go open the next pack. Okay, so far this third of the draft box hasn't been as spectacular as the first third. We still have a couple more to go, so hopefully we can still score something respectable. Alright, we have Mortify. Screaming Shield. Check that out. It's for 1 artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +0/+3 and has pay 2 and tap. Target player puts the top 3 cards of the library into the graveyard. Okay. Then we have the Forbidding Spirit. So it's 1 and white Spirit Cleric for 3/3. When it enters the battlefield under your next turn, creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their control pays 2 for each of those creatures. And we have the Sphinx of Forsythe, so which is 2 and blue, 4/4 Sphinx. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, scry 3 at the beginning of your first upkeep. Interesting. Flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you scry 1. Okay. Then Field Gate and another token. I wonder if they're ever gonna make a Sphinx of Foreskin. That would be interesting. Alright, next, take it out. Okay, here we go. We have the Ministrant of Obligation, 2 and white. It's a human cleric with Afterlife 2. Pitiless Pontiff. So white and black, vampire cleric. Pay 1, sack creature. Pitiless Pontiff gains Death Touch and indestructible until end of turn. So it's a good sack outlet. And then Gates Ablaze, a sorcery, 2 and 1 red. Deals X damage to each creature where X is the number of gates you control. And we have the Hydroid Crassus for the Mythic. So it's a X green and blue jellyfish Hydra Beast, and it's our 3rd Mythic. And I think this is the most valuable creature in this set. So when you cast a spell, you gain half X life and draw half X cards, round down each time. So it's flying and trample, and then Hydroid Crassus enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it. Alright, so Mythic over there. That away. Okay, so it looks like we're turning the corner on this particular third of this draft box. So let's see if we have any more goodies. So far we have 3 Shocklands, and we have Smothering Tithe, and then we have these 3 Mythics over here. Okay, we have another Zurta Goblin, Gatebreaker Ram from Ruin, and for the rare we have an Unbreakable Formation. So it's 2 and 1 white. Instant, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. And it has Addendum. If you cast a spell during your main phase, put a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain Vigilance until end of turn. Alright. So let's move along. Alright, so for our first uncommon of this pack, we have the Rhythm of the Wild. I love this card. So it's Gruul colors, 1 red and green enchantment. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Non-token creatures you control have Riot, so that they enter the battlefield either with haste or you put a 1/1 counter on it. I have this card in my Dino deck. It's really good for protecting your big dinos, especially the ones that you cast, because they're quite, you know, the dinosaurs normally tend to be higher CMC, so you want to protect them as they come in. Plus, they can gain haste, right, so and deal damage right away. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and it comes back to back with another valuable uncommon, which is the Wilderness Reclamation. So for 3 and green, you're able to untap your lands at your end step. So I also have this in a couple of my decks. It's pretty cool. Then we have the Cry of the Carnarium. 1 and black sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Exile all creature cards in all graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn. If a creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Wow. Alright, so it's graveyard hate and sort of board wipe, and then, you know, and basically exiling everything. That's pretty good. And we have a Glass of the Guild Pact for the rare. So it's an artifact for 2 colorless. Multicolored creatures you control get 1/1. Okay. That was a pretty good set of uncommons there. Speaking of which, now we have the Archway Angel, 5 and white, flying 3/4. When there's battlefield, you gain 2 life for each gate you control. Then another Clan Guild Mage, Human Shaman. Then we have the Cavalcade of Calamity, pretty cool. So it's 1 colorless and red enchantment whenever a creature you control with power 1 or less attacks. Cavalcade of Calamity deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. And for rare, we have the Biomancer's Familiar. Check that out, this freaky looking guy. And he has like, what, 4 hands? So he's a mutant for green and blue. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the amount of mana and the ability cost to activate to less than 1 mana. So tap it the next time target creature adapts this turn. It adapts as though it had no 1/1 counters on it. Interesting. I think this card has some uses, so we'll see what we can do with it. And then we have some more guilds. Alright. Okay, so we're officially now on the last third of our box. So let's take a look here at the uncommons. We have the Skate Wing Spy, right? And then we have the Essence Capture for blue instant. Counter target creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. Then you have the Combine Guild Mage for green and blue to Merfolk Wizard. So you pay 1 in green to tap it. This turn, each creature you control enters battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Or if you pay 1 in blue, then tap, move a 1/1 counter from target creature you control to another target creature you control. Alright, and then for our rare is Amplifier. Okay, it's 2 and red elemental 1/1. Beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Until your next turn, Amplifier's base power becomes twice that card's power. Its base toughness becomes twice that card's toughness. Put the revealed cards in the bottom of your library in any order. Interesting. Put that over there. And then we have the Azorius Guildgate. No, sorry, we're not yet in the last third. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the number of packs still available. So we're coming up to the last 2 packs of this third. Alright, so we have the Biogenic Upgrade. Then we have the Gateway Sneak. And we have the Scrabbling Claws. And for our rare, we have the Priest of Forgotten Gods. So it's 1 and black, 1/2 for a human cleric. Sacrifice 2 other creatures. Any number of target players each lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature. Then you add 2 black and draw a card. Nice, okay. Alright, here we go. So next we have Bankrupt in Blood. So it's a sorcery. Additional cost of the spell, you sack 2 creatures. In return, you can draw 3 cards. Then we have Enraged Ceratok. It's a Rhino. Then a Junk Troller. Junk Trawler. Trawler? Alright, so you pay 4. It's an artifact creature golem. It has Defender 06. Tap it, target card from a graveyard. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. And for the rare, we have the Gutter Bones. For 1 black, Skeleton Warrior enters the battlefield tap, and then you can pay 1 and black, return Gutter Bones from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only during your turn, and only if the opponent lost life this turn. Then we have a foil Rakdos Trumpeter. There. Alright, now I'm heading into the last third of this box. So let's just go through quickly. Alright, we have the Galloping Liz Frog. That's funny, check that out. We have the Blood Mist Infiltrator, Code of Constraint, and for the rare we have an End Raise Foreigners. Vigilance, Trample, Haste, 7/7. Alright. Okay, any more Shocklands in there? Let's see. So far, we've not had any duplications of the rares that we've picked up. Right, so I think that's a good thing. Right, we have Clamor Shaman, Frilled Mystic, Cult Guild Mage, and then we have an Incubation Druid. I think we already have this. Oh, and we have a rare foil, Theater of Horrors. Okay, let me put that over there. Alright. So we have Orzhov Racketeers, High Alert, it's an enchantment. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Creatures you control can attack as though they didn't have Defender. Right. Dovin's Acuity, and we have Bedeck and Bedazzle. Cool. Okay. Moving on to the next. We have about 8 packs left after this. Almost come to the end. Alright, so we have another Silhana Wayfinder, Sentinel's Mark, Orzhov Enforcer, and for the rare we have an Absorb. Counter target spell, you gain 3 life. And the Gate. Alright, so for our uncommon, we have Consecrate and Consume. So some graveyard hate over there. And then the other would be a sorcery. Target player sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. Then you gain life equal to its power. Flame of the Raise Boar. Okay, it's an instant. And then we have the Sphinx of the Guild Pact again. And another mythic, Seraph of the Scales. So it's 2 white and black, 4/3 angel, and it's flying. You pay white, Seraph of the Scales gains vigilance until end of turn. Pay black, it gains death touch at turn, and it has afterlife too. So when this creature dies, create 2 white and black. Oh, sorry, 2 1/1 white and black spirit creature tokens with fly. Okay, and then we have the Wrecking Beast and some gates. So far we have 4 mythics and 3 Shocklands. So is this a good box? Tell me if it's average, meh, or pretty good. Please post it down in the comments, that'll be much appreciated. So for the uncommon, you have Basilica Bellhaunt. So it's white, white, black, black, a 3/4 spirit. Enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card, and you gain 3 life. Okay. Syndicate Guild Mage. Another Tin Street Dodger. And another Absorb. Pretty weak pack there. Okay. So let's move over here. So we have Gateway Sneak, High Alert, Knight of the Last Breath. So it's a 4/4, 5 white and black, Giant Knight. So pay 3, sacrifice another non-token creature, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature, token and flying. Then it has Afterlife 3. And we have another mythic. We have the Mesmerizing Benthid. So this is the second mythic for this last third. So it's an octopus 4/5. When Mesmerizing Benthid enters the battlefield, create 2/0/2 blue illusion creature tokens with whenever this creature blocks a creature, that creature doesn't tap during its controller's next tap step. Mesmerizing Benthid has hexproof as long as you control an illusion. Interesting card there. Alright. And we have Gruul Guildgate and another token. Okay, so we picked up 2 mythics in this last third. Let's see if we can still get some more goodies. Okay, it's the Balrack, my favorite, the Balrack. Alright, then we have the Trollbred Guardian, Troll Frog Warrior. Pretty nasty looking, this guy. Pretty scary if you see him down the street. Gates Ablaze. And for the rare is Awaken the Erstwhile. So it's 3 black black sorcery. Each player discards all cards in their hand and creates that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Okay. And then we have a foil Galloping Liz Frog. I love this art. Check that out. So it looks like a lizard dish thing. His face kind of looks like a crocodile. Spines on his back. He has this weird sack for a chin, and he's pretty big. Oh, let's put that over here. Okay, down to the last 4 packs. Alright, so another Trollbred Guardian, Tower Defense, and then we have a Collision Colossus. So for 1 hybrid red green, deal 6 damage to target creature with flying. And for Colossus, it's another instant. Target creature gets +4/+2 and gains trample until the end of the turn. And then for the rare, we have the Rix Maadi Reveler. So it's a human shaman for 1 in red, 2/2, which has Spectacle. And when Rix Maadi Reveler enters the battlefield, discard a card, then draw a card. If you paid this Reveler's Spectacle cost, instead discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Okay. So last 3 packs now of this set. Okay, we have a Sunder Shaman, Eyes Everywhere, Cry of the Carnarium, and an Electro Dominance for the rare. So yeah, this is a pretty good card. I bought a couple of singles recently, so this would complete my set. Alright. Last 2. Still hoping for maybe another Shockland or another Smothering Tithe, if I would be so honored to do so. Okay, we have another Vindictive Vampire, an ugly looking thing. Sharktocrab. I love it. This is pretty cool. It's like a hammerhead crab thing. I don't know. It's weird, all in the right places. So it's 2 green and blue fish, octopus, crab. So it has adapt 1, and whenever 1 or more 1/1 counters are put on Sharktocrab, tap target creature and opponent controls. That creature doesn't tap during its next controller's untap step. We have Terramander. So it's like a pterosaur, salamander sort of thing. Yeah, so for 1 blue, flying 1/1. And very expensive activated ability. Oh, and we have Judith the Scourge Diva as the rare. Okay, so this is that lady we saw earlier, the demon lady. So for 1 and black and red, you have a 2/2 human shaman. Other creatures you control get +1/+0. And whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith the Scourge Diva deals 1 damage to any target. So this is pretty good staple for aristocrat decks. And now to the last pack. What do we get? Maybe one more mythic, another shockland. Let's see. Okay, growth spiral. We've got a couple already so far. So another ugly vindictive vampire. Combine guild mage. Wilderness reclamation. And for the rare, Kaya's Wrath. Nice. Okay, it's a sorcery. White, black. Destroy all creatures. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control that were destroyed this way. And that's it. Alright, just to round it up, we have 5 mythics, 3 shocklands, Smothering Tithe on the second pack, Teysa Karlov. Yeah, and the, what do we call this guy? What was that other guy again? That weird creature. Anyway, I think he's somewhere here. Oh, he's a mythic over there, the Hydroid Crassus. Alright, thanks guys for watching this video. On the next video, I will be opening up a box of Dominaria, so stick around for that, and thanks. Bye.